we might not have been aware of what it actually means. The complete structure of the flag. Now I want you to look at it very carefully as I am going to reflect and bring about the order which you might not have thought about as what it actually means. Now check. It has the white line that goes. This is not just a line of decoration, but it's a line of implementation for you to understand that the entire order is under the white supremacy structure. So it's a level of you to understand that as much as it is a South African flag, nobody can be profitable out of the effects of how the white supremacy was implemented. So I want you to open your mind to understand that this was created in a way somebody intended to protect his own legacy that he built from sweat, yes, of course, and also from blood. Many died with a need to implement a structure of this kind. Many were killed with a need to implement a structure of this kind. It was a deadly, bloody war zone that required an implementation of what we see right now. As much as we call it a democratic, in a way that we see it as a freedom country, we must first understand what freedom means. Freedom means foreign degree for dominion. Foreign degree for dominion. So when you are free, it means you are under a foreign degree. You are being led by the structure that has been implemented for you to be controlled by. So I want you to come to understand this. This requires you to understand that it's not out of hate, but out of a need for you to understand where it all comes from. Respectfully, so I know that a lot of people don't want to be corrected, especially if they took a long time believing something as right until they realize it's wrong. The moment they come to understand the wrong side of it with the years they took believing that it was right and the conviction of how right it was, it gets to be a challenge, especially if it comes from seemingly unqualified person, because they only take it or regard it as it comes from professors. Now check this. As we are under the supremacy of the white structure, everything else, the books, the theories, the effects should all derive from how the white supremacy has authorized as a way to conduct and to lead lives. So politically, it has to go according to the supremacy of the white standards. Now, after this line of white sheep, then we come across a black color. This black color, look how small it is. In all these colors, white is the one that ensures that it's a pyramid kind of a scheme. It's a pyramid kind of an illustration, which tells us that black people, through pyramid schemes, we have seen it. The less of following you have determines the less of order and authority you get. Even politically, if nobody is following you, we saw COPE falling simply because a lot of people refrained from following it, and by following MK and EFF. So in this case, it shows that only black people will only through the pyramid schemes, by the level of how much they are followed and supported, through gold. This is the reference of money. And it is a reference of money in a way that you don't easily reach out to be a billionaire. That's why when Motsepe reaches a point of billionaireship, he makes it a point that he gives out to organizations, to churches, to charities as much as he can, because the more he can have, the more risks of him losing it. So it says black people, only through gold and the ability to obtain financial stability, can be able to obtain greenness. When you see greenness, you see plantations, farms, ability to eat, ability to farm, ability to have all those businesses that you can implement. So this is what we are only approved to be under. So it means there is no means of ownership. We only partly own it for a certain period of time, because when you go through it, now you come across the issue. Look at where green starts. It starts here, then it goes down. Then there is a white line of control and order. This white line is a demonstration that as much as red represents life, it means you can never be able to cross over to this side where you can implement structures of life in a way that you can save people. All the structures of black humanity should only reflect to these ones. That's why we had a lot of doctors that came with new implementations of healing people that were killed, that were destroyed, simply because they were not allowed to implement theories on how people can be healed. It is the same as when you can get sekanama and give to people so that they can eat, drink, so that they can be healed. It will never be approved simply because it has to be white supremacist in a way that it favors what the constitutional structure says about this person. So, and then now we also see this side. This is the structure of power. Blue means power. There is a certain power you can never be able to reach into as much as you are this one. So it means only lessons that are implemented by these ones to regard how life should be lived are the only most implemented structures of life. So this shows us the structure that only these ones will only be able to operate in this arena of creativity. They can eat, they can build houses, they can implement all those things. But for you to own a land in a permanent manner, it's impossible because the rules of life, the rules of power are implemented through this supremacist that is going around and limiting us in this regard. So we must come to understand that life is a beautiful base of becoming. We just need to understand that some things, as much as we think were not given to us, were given to us, they were somehow taken from us. And once we understand it, we will be able to see it with a clear eye to understand how do we deal with matters going forward so that we can implement a structure that best benefits all races, all genders, and everyone alike. Because this one, I don't know how you were interpreting it, but get to know that the reality of it is on what I have just given to you. These colors, the white colors and everything, they have a strong meaning to how life should be lived. So we need to outgrow all the limitations and come to understand that life can still be beautiful. God bless you. And may you see a lot more of what you need to see in order to implement a structure that will benefit all races. All races. It means we should all benefit. Some could have done it out of their own greed and stuff, but we should do it in a manner that we understand. There are a lot of resources on earth that we can all share, that we can all live together harmoniously and make it as best as it should be. May God bless us.